Alright guys, what do you do with a blower that doesn't work? You divorce her. Alright, seriously. We got this blower here that doesn't work. It works, but it's got a problem. It has something loose in it. It is separating from the housing of some sort, and it jams up, and you got to go into here and twist it with your hand a little bit to free it up, and then you can start it. Real pain in the ass. So let's see what we can do here. Still gives you this handy dandy tool, so hopefully that's going to fit. Coffee. So let's see what we got, see what we can figure out. I guess the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this apart, get all this cover crap off so I can see what's loose and where. I mean, I can't see what's loose or where. Really weird. But there's something loose in there, something fell off. So we'll have to figure that out. So at this point, we'll fast forward to film. Wow. Right now I'm just trying to get the cover off, pull cord cover, and see if I can better see what's going on. That's the pull cord cover. There's no problem with this. There's something definitely wrong with this. Something loose in here. Wow. Where? I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to take this whole cover off to see what's going on here. I don't see any way to mount that motor. So, like my now 7-year-old Matthew would say, let's go on a journey. So we're going to go on a journey and see what the hell we got. We're going to take apart this entire $250 blower. We have to try to figure it out. I definitely have to get to the cover off so I can see what's going on. Then we got to go to work. I can see me taking this thing in a box of all types of loose parts to Andy's Lawn and Machinery around the corner here, a Stihl dealer, and say, please fix this. And the thing is with Stihl, this thing's probably under warranty. And I'm probably wasting my time. And they could probably know exactly what the deal is. Alright, see what we got here. Come on. Train or something? That does nothing. That does nothing. Fuck. Still loose as all get out. I hear something. I sure don't see it though. Back up again. I'm going to take this damn fan off. Aha. One, two. So, what the hell? See if we can just screw it back together. So what was happening was the bolt that was loose was coming out, getting stuck in here, getting stuck in the little fin mark, these little fins. And that's what was jamming it up. So for some reason these bolts came loose. You know, Stihl. Come on, Stihl. You'd think you'd have a, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, I should be putting some Loctite on here, but I don't have any, and I'm just so excited to have the problem fixed. Hopefully. Why is that not tightening? And why is that not tightening? Must be like wallowed out or something. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold it with the one bolt, because it's been working with one bolt for this long. The only problem we've been having is the mounting bolts have been backing out of the hole, and then the head of the bolts have been getting stuck in the fin, and when you go to start it, you can't start it. So you got to move it around, and then the bolt would fall back into the hole, and then you could fire it up, and then it'd keep running. So I'm going to keep the bolts out. I'm going to run it with the one, because I'm not taking this thing further apart and breaking it. I'm sure it might be under warranty. Probably not, but I'll ask Andy's next time I go there. So I'm going to run it with the one. I have no problem with that. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let me put this thing all back together. It's been running with the one forever. So screw it. I'll check with Andy's and see what they can do, if they can fix it. But the muffler needs to come off, and the bolt doesn't want to get grabbed. It's got so much carbon rust in the bolt head that the tool doesn't want to grab it, so that's going to get stripped out, so that's going to end up needing to be drilled out. I don't feel like getting into all that right now. And then let me see what they say. They might fix it under warranty. Because who would think that would happen? Not only did the bolts come loose, but they like wallowed out. So that's really weird. So we'll just put it back together. See, I mean, it's fine. It'll be fine. Little, whatever, here's electric vibration there. Electric vibration never hurt anyone. So we'll just put this pig back together and call it a day. And keep the blower operational. That's the big thing, is I want to keep this thing operational. I still want to use it. Just might have a little vibration in it. What the hell is this shit? Lock and unlock. What is this crap? Alright, let's see what we got, guys. Alright guys, so wasn't exactly the fix I was hoping for, but at least it's fixed enough that we can work. I mean, you know, if we're going to make a lesson out of this today for any new guys, young guys coming up, gals, whatever, I mean, sometimes you just can't fix shit the way you need it fixed. You just got to do it the way you got to do it, and, you know, to get out there and make that money. The final result was there's three screws, 3 bolts about this long that go in through the back plastic housing behind the fan, and that's the flywheel fan. That's the fan that makes that's the fan that creates the air that makes the blower. Behind that fan was 3 bolts that go through, and it mounts the actual motor, the engine, to the plastic housing there. 2 of those bolts came loose, and I guess from vibration screwed the threads up inside the actual motor, the cast metal of the engine. And so sticking the bolts back through is not possible. Now you can get to the other side of that cast, so if I had longer bolts, I could stick longer bolts into those holes and put a small nut on the other side and sandwich the plastic to the motor, and the problem would be solved forever and a day. The problem with that is to get to that area to where I can put a nut onto the bolt, I would have to take the muffler off And already right off the bat, one of the bolts for the mufflers is rusted on there really good, and there's a lot of like carbon and corrosion and rust in the nut head or the bolt head, so it's trying to strip, and so that's going to end up probably having to be either drilled out or soaked with like a little muriatic acid or something to eat the rust out, and then try to, hopefully my tool will be able to get in there and grip and back the bolt out. Otherwise it's going to have to be drilled out, drill the head out, and then take it off, and then vice grip and take the broken screw out and put a new bolt in there to hold the muffler on. And the carburetor, I'd have to clean the whole area where the carburetor is, take the carburetor completely off to get to that second bolt. I'm not willing to do all that right now. I need to work. So what you saw was half-assed, but half-assed is going to pay the bills. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to work. You know, we're really, really close to winter where I won't have a second truck going out and working soon, so I'll be able to put this mower in service and say, hey, here's what I found. Is it under warranty or not? If they say no, well then okay, give me my shit. I'll order a new seal for my carburetor, and I'll order new bolts for the muffler, and I'll go ahead and tear the blower apart and fix it correctly, or at least fix it with a nut and bolt and some Loctite and do it right. The fact that the motor's a little bit loose in there is okay. Not that big of a deal. And the big thing was the bolts were backing out of the holes, and then it was catching the back of the fan, like I was showing you guys. And that's why the cord was locking up. And every time that cord locks up and you go to pull it, you're going to break the cord. Eventually you're going to go to pull and it's not going to go, and the cord's going to break, and then you're going to have two problems. So at least this way here, we stopped the issue of the bolts locking up the pull cord, you know, locking up the fan, which was locking up the pull cord. So at least we stopped that issue, and we didn't make the problem any worse. So I'll keep that, and the other truck can use the new blower. So I was asked a question probably last night, I think, or the night before. I don't know, it's hard to follow. I get a lot of comments, and a lot, because of a lot of videos. Guys, we got like 300 videos right now, man. 300 videos. So I get a lot of comments because people go back through my library and they watch, you know, a lot of the old videos too. And they ask questions on those videos as well, and I get confused sometimes, so I apologize in advance. But somebody asked me if I ever see old boy anymore, and if I talk to him. Old boy lives in my rental home. So yeah, I talk to him regularly. He's fine. He's doing good. No issues. But yeah, I have a home on what's called Southside, in the Southside Savannah. It's an old house built back in like the 50s or 60s. It's a small old house. So him, his wife, and a roommate live there. And then somebody asked me what truck and trailer and equipment and all is the second crew using. The second crew, and we talked about this before, we talked about force multipliers before, we talked about it in yesterday's video. The second crew is, they go out with their truck and their gas, and then they can use whatever they want. They use their trailer, they don't use a trailer, they can show up with a U-Haul rental truck. I don't care, it's their business. They're licensed. They have a license. They're not an LLC or anything like that, but they do have the occupation license to work in the county of Chatham, Chatham County. So they're good on that. They fall under my insurance because they're my customers and they're representing me. So I have them covered for liability insurance. Their deal is, and I'm not going to talk money, I'll talk hypotheticals. Their deal is they go out with their truck. They go out with their gas in their truck. They come to my home every morning and I give them a route sheet. And on that route sheet, they're going to go out and do, let's say, $300 in lawn service. Okay? They take my TB360 rear-wheel drive 20-inch push mower. They take my Stihl FS70 2-cycle string trimmer, weed eater. They take my Echo PE225, I believe it is. Basically a residential sort of model, curved shaft edger. They take my Echo handheld hedge trimmer. They take a rake, a garbage can, and they take about a half a gallon to 3/4 of a gallon of mixed gas, which I instruct them to use the mixed gas for the mower as well. Not going to hurt it. It's not going to hurt it. So, and it's safer than sending them out with straight gas and mixed gas, and they get confused and put straight gas in 2-cycle. So it's just safer to say, here, take this. And they go with the route sheet. And they head out, and they go and they do their day. The only thing I ask is that they follow the scheduling I give them. I want them to do it in order. The order that I give them. That way I know at about what time they should be at what homes, and I can check up on them. And I work my route with them. So while I know they're in this area, I can be in this area, and when I pass by, I know this area should be done. I can swing by, put eyes on, make sure everything's looking okay. If I need to spray weeds, maybe I'll spray weeds. Like all the technical stuff, I do. I just have them mow, weed eat, edge, blow, and nip the hedges here and there. That's it. Now, their gas, their truck, my accounts, my spare equipment, my backup stuff. Like the backup blower that I just fixed. I just took that back. I'll use that for a while. I gave them the new one. Nothing that happened was their fault. They didn't do it. They didn't break my blower. They didn't make the bolts come loose behind the fan blade. I mean, come on. That's not their fault. That's a manufacturer defect right there. They should have had some Loctite on there. That shit should have never come loose like that. I mean, come on. That's not common bolts to come loose. Behind the fan like that, that's crazy. Those should have never come loose, but they did. So, you know, whatever. What are you going to do? So, that's not their fault. Now, force multiplier. I told you guys a long time ago my daily goal, okay? It's no secret. Everybody has a goal. My goal, I mean, come on, it's not a secret as to how much money. People are like, I can't believe you talk about how much money you make. It's not a secret. I mean, the average yards around here are 40 bucks. I do about 10 to 12 yards a day. Well, you know, I mean, can you not do math? I mean, come on, it's not a secret to know a solo guy's going to do anywhere from 300 to 500 a day. It depends on, you know, is he doing 40? Is he doing $30 yards? What, you know, how many? I mean, come on. And part of my channel is I tell you guys the truth. I tell you guys, you know, about $30 route discipline and working really hard with route density, and with $30 yards, you can do 10 $30 yards by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If they're all in one area, you make 300 bucks and you go home and you spend no gas. Or you could chase $50 yards and spend an assload of money in gas and driving all around, getting stuck in traffic and putting mileage on your vehicle, and you know, and you make maybe $500, but you might be working till 4 or 5 because they're bigger yards. But hey, if that's okay with you, it's okay with me. I mean, that's up to you. I prefer not to do that. I want extreme route density because I knew my system. I knew where I was going to go with my business, and I'm taking it there. So, force multiplier. So, I don't want to work past 4 o'clock, and I want to have about $400 generated every day after pretty much any expenses. You know, like if it's pressure washing, then that covers the bleach. I still walk away with basically 400 bucks. That is my goal. That's not a secret. And most days I make my goal. I'm around there. Now, force multiplier. What if I can spend less money in my truck and trailer, less money in gas, and I can work a little bit easier and maybe knock off maybe a few yards a day, but still make my daily goal, right? Well, how would I do that? Well, that's how force multiplier comes in. You have your guys go out and you say, hey man, you guys need money? Yeah. Can you cut? Yeah. Okay. Here's what I want you to do. Cut my grass. Let me see how you do. They do a good job? Fantastic. Here's 20 bucks. 20 bucks? That's right. That's half the price of what you would get for this yard because you used my equipment. It's my account, and it's my gas that you used in my equipment. Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. Okay. Do you think you guys can go do like 8 of these a day. Wow, that was weird. So, you know, they go out and they say, yeah, I could do 8 of these a day. Okay, then you go out, you go do 8 of these $40 yards a day. And I'm gonna pay you 50%. You guys do what you want with that money. But you're gonna get 50% of those 8 yards. Because it's my equipment, my gas in that equipment, and they're my accounts. And it's my insurance you're working under. You're just using your truck and trailer. But see, them using their truck and trailer saves me a lot. Saves me a lot. Because I'm not driving there. I'm not using my truck and trailer. I'm not using my gas. It's amazing how good that works. So they head out and they go do $300. I head out and I go do about $250 to $300. At the end of the day, I add my $300, my $250, let's say I just do $250, right? I take my $250 that I made, I take their $300 that they made, I give them 50% of $150, I got $150, my $250 plus their $150 that's left over, I just made my financial goal $400, and I did it by 2 o'clock, and my financial goal of $400 was made with me doing less yards, less driving, a lot less wear and tear on my bigger, more expensive machines. That's force multiplier. So, excuse me, I knew that was coming. So if you can understand that, if you can see the future with that, with using that business model, you got, you know, $400 being made. I'm only going out and doing, you know, let's just say I'm going out, I'm doing 5, 6, let's say I do 6 $40 yards. You know, that's like nothing. So I do 6 $40 yards, I film 1 or 2 of them, I go home, I edit my film, I put it all up, I do it all nice, everything's good. I got my nights free, but I'm still making my $400 financial goal, and the other crew is running around and they're making more money than they would make because they don't have a business. They don't have nothing. They're just working $50 day labor jobs. So now they're making $75 each. And they both put, you know, they both chip $5 or $10 into their gas tank, into the gas tank of their truck, and they're still walking away with more money at the end of the day. And the force multiplier makes my life a lot easier. Now imagine doubling that. Imagine you send one crew out and they go make you 300 and you put 150 in your pocket, and you send another crew out and they go do 150 and you, or 300 and you put 150 in your pocket. Now I got $300 and all I did is wake up, give each a route sheet, give each their equipment, and I say, there you go. Their truck, their gas. I handle the insurance. I handle the clients, the phone calls, the invoicing, the collecting, all that. That's my business. But I got $300 to do that, and I didn't even get dirty. Now I go out and I go make $250. Now, with force multiplier, I got $550. 300 from them, after their expenses, after I pay them. Where am I going? Oh shit! I passed my area. I was avoiding an accident because I know there was an accident on that road, so I took the interstate. So I got $300 from their effort, and I go make my $250, my easy peasy lemon squeezy 6 $40 yards, $240. So now I got $540. $540, and all I did is six little yards. And so how do you pull off that? How can you possibly pull that off and keep it financially equitable for the other people? Route density. Route discipline. How do you do route density? Lower your prices and nail the neighborhoods. Oh, but I don't want to be a lowballer. You're not a lowballer. You're building your business in order to do force multiplying. And one day, maybe after 2 years of being in business, you're going to make $540 to go out and do maybe 6 yards on your own. And you're going to have $540 in income coming in. Right? Now you could say, oh, but if you weren't a lowballer, you can maybe have 1,000. Well, maybe, but then the other people are going to be driving around so much, chasing those $50 yards So they're going to say, hey, this isn't working for us. We're spending way too much money in gas. You know, we're supposed to be splitting these lawns, but we're only able to do 6 yards because we're driving all over the place and traffic, and we're using a push mower. And no, you nail it. You give them a block. You give them 10 $30 yards. You give them a block, and you say, here's 10 $30 yards. That's $300. We're going to split it. There you go. $150. You're going to make $150. Okay? The 2 guys, they're going to be done by 1 in the afternoon. They're going to split $150 or whatever. Maybe one guy makes 100, one guy makes 50 because it's one guy's truck. I don't know. That's their business. That's not mine. So, you know, they're done early as hell, and then they go out and do, you know, whatever. Maybe they have a part-time job, deliver pizza, whatever. Not your business. But you want to provide them with the ability to make as much money as possible and spend as little money as possible and work the dog shit out of them. We're not here to be friends. We're here to make money. And they're there to make money and have a job and have steady income that they can build a life with. And there you go. So, you know, that's what we do. That's what route density can do for you. So, you know, as you're building your business and you look down the road, you know, that can happen. And then, you know, you got two people going out, two trucks showing up, 2 trucks going out, and, you know, don't overwork them. If something happens with one of the guys, you know, maybe one of the crews stops, then you could say, hey, I'm gonna, you know, the other, you know, crew B isn't showing up today. I'm not sure what's going on, so I'm gonna take 2 of those yards. I'm gonna throw 3 of them or 4 of them to you, or 2 of them to you, and I'm gonna take 4 of them on, so you'll make a little bit more money today. Okay? You cool? You got time for that? Of course they do. And then you go out and you look for another crew. You know, you just put the word out. Or you tell your guy, you say, hey man, you know, whatever, you need to train somebody up. But you can do that, and that's force multiplier. And I can't explain to you how good it feels to know, you know, like right now I've just been driving and talking to you and I got yards being mowed, you know, and money being generated. And it's an awesome feeling, and the potential is huge. You know, we talked about 2 crews. What if you had 3 crews and you're doing $150 per crew in your pocket? That's $450. So you just made your daily goal. And, you know, you got, let's just say, 20 yards a day, 100 yards a week. And you split 20 yards a day up between 3 crews. And, you know, if they're 30, that's 600, that's 200 a day. That's 100 a day for you. 100 for you, 100 for them. If they were $30 yards, 20 yards a day. Of course, they're not going to be all $30 yards, but let's say they were. Then you're making $300 on 3 crews, and they're each making $100. So, you know, that'd be 6 yards. They'd probably just be one guy going out and doing them. But who cares? You're making $300, and all you did is wake up in the morning. You know, I mean, besides the fact that you worked your balls off to get to the point to where you can do force multiplier, you know, I mean, once you get to that point, then you can sit back and you can kind of reap the benefits. Start doing other things. Pressure washing. Don't look at my code.
Access granted.
Man, go your mama. So, you know, I mean, you work your butt off to get to that point, but once you get to that point, you reap the benefits, man, and you enjoy it. So it's just a thought, you know, it's just a way to go. And, you know, once you realize it, once you embrace it, the greatest thing is no lawn is not worth doing. Anybody, hey, can you cut my grass? Yep, how much? $40. $40? Yep, $40. Okay. Who cares? I don't care what shape it's in. I don't care if it's pure weeds. I don't care. You're going to put a $300 piece of shit push mower on it and somebody else walking behind it. I don't care. As long as the customer pays and it looks decent when it's done and they're happy, and now you just, you know, you just made $20 on a yard that you would probably go, oh, I don't want that yard. I don't want that yard. I don't want that yard. And you say, yep, I'll take that yard, $40. Hell yeah. Then you make that money, honey. All right, guys. Good talk.
there's so many roots, tree roots, and unevenness that you really just gotta weed eat the whole area and make it all smooth. So let's go ahead and blow off. Guys, thanks for helping me with this front yard. Take a look. Looking marvelous, darling. And so what I'm going to do, where I just blew all that stuff up there, is I'm just going to hit it with the mower real quick, mulch it up, and I'm going to go do the backyard, and I will see you guys in the truck. That's the yard 2 weeks ago today. Sorry. That's the yard 2 weeks ago today. Yesterday. 2 weeks ago tomorrow. 2 weeks ago tomorrow, we did this yard cross-bladed. And that video has like nearly 6,000 views right now. You guys are loving that. You guys are sharing it and spreading it and loving it. 6,000 views in 2 weeks on that one video, so that's pretty awesome. So yeah, not bad. We are mostly done with our day, and I got one more yard to do, and then a group of 3 that are together. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to put eye drops in, rest my eye for about an hour, work on my video, then I'm going to head back out and finish up my day. My Friday will be done around 4 o'clock today with a nice break, not overdoing it. Have the video up, and then tonight, it's Friday night. It's my first Friday night since my finalized divorce Monday. So I plan on going out and having a fantabulastic time tonight with some friends. So I want to get back, I want to get this video up, get this part done. My commitment to you guys, and give you guys something to think about for the weekend. So I'll be on tomorrow. I'll film the pine straw that we're going to do. We're going to do some pine straw, and I'm going to do some pressure washing. So I'll do some filming there. I'm not exactly sure if we're going to have a topic or not. But for today, I want you guys to think this weekend about what we talked about the force multiplier. You know, hiring a guy or having a contractor head out and make you some money. I mean, even if they only make you 50 bucks, or if they only make you 75 bucks or 100 bucks or 50 bucks, that's money. You think, oh, $50, oh, that's not, you know, not a big deal, whatever, that's not, but it's a start, and it gets you the experience and the knowledge of force multiplying. It gets you to a point where you can say, okay, I kind of get this now, I get what Dan's saying. And I just had a guy go out on the weekend, maybe a school teacher, somebody you know, somebody who needs a job, somebody might have asked you for a job, and you can go, yeah, you know what, yeah, come here, I do have something I can have you do. You know, do you have a truck? As long as they have a truck, that's the thing, is they gotta have a truck, they gotta have gas in their truck. Then you throw your equipment, you know, spare stuff, man, not your best stuff. You throw some spare stuff in there. If you're an established lawn guy, you might have a couple weed eaters, you might have your old weed eater you started out with. Clean the carburetor, dust off the exhaust, change the spark plug, drain the fuel, fire the old boy up, get that thing going, and send them out to where they could just do a basic job, do a good job for some customers that you know just really are just happy that the lawn's cut. They just don't want to have to do their own yard. They're tired of their old lady or their HOA bitching at them. They just want to pay a decent price. They don't give a crap about nothing. They want to come home from work. They want to play fantasy football, and they don't want to have to mess with the yard, and they want it at a fair price. Send your guy out there. Send a guy out there to go do 2 yards, 3 yards on a Saturday or a Sunday, and sit home. It's hard to do, but sit home. Let that guy go out there, if you can afford it, of course. But let that guy go out there, go, you know, let him do 2 $40 yards or $50 yards and split it with them. You know, give them the cash at the end of the day, say, here you go, thank you, man, good job, and you go collect from your customers and check up on them and make sure everything is copacetic. And I tell you, man, it's huge. It's an unbelievable experience to do that. I get, you know, I understand how people do it with, excuse me, with like sending out lawn crews in their own truck, you know, in their truck and trailer, their business and stuff. This is totally different. This is 100% different. It's almost like free money because it's their truck, it's their car insurance, it's their truck payment, it's their tires, their brakes, their oil changes, their car detailing, it's their everything. You're just going to give them some equipment that you've had building up, and you're going to send them out to go do some yards you otherwise aren't too thrilled to do. And while they're out there doing yards that you are otherwise not too thrilled to do, maybe you're getting ready to drop them, maybe you're getting ready to sell them, you can go and start blanketing the neighborhoods that you want to work in and start advertising for your own route density and route discipline and start really making some money on your day. You know, have a guy with you if you need to, go make $500 days and have a crew go out, a guy go out and make you, you know, go make 150 bucks where you make 75 or 80 bucks. That guy working, making you 75 or 80 bucks is going to pay for your guy's labor that's sitting in your truck while you're out, while you're making 500 or 600 bucks on the yard you want. So there's so many ways to look at this, guys, and that's the thing. And that's what it's all about. It's force multiplier. Get out there, multiply your force. Increases your revenue. Just food for thought, man. Just something to think about, something to work on toward the weekend. I always say this, and I'm going to continue to say this. Talk it over with your loved ones, you know, your significant other. Don't make any rash or harsh decisions that you can't afford to do. Be smart, be careful, be safe. Make sure you are talking to your wife or your husband or your boyfriend, you know, or your girlfriend, or, you know, whoever you have a responsibility to. Make sure that they're on board and that you two are going to work as a team, and you know, go out there and do it. Make some money, man. Okay? That's my advice. I love it. I got money being made right now while I'm talking to you guys, and I love that. I love that. It's the American dream. So I will see you guys on the next one.